Opposition leader fails attempt to stop recount of Kundip seat. Loose dirt kills 2 men in East New Britain. Sir Michael Soma must be accorded a proper send-off.
This is NBC Papua New Guinea National News.
Good evening, I'm Antonia Singut. Opposition leader Don POLYE will have to go before a 3-man Supreme Court bench if he wants to temporarily stop the Electoral Commission from conducting a recount of the Kundip open seat. It's expected to start this week after the Supreme Court gave 30 days to the Electoral Commission. Maivo Lafanama reports.
Justice Stephen Kasman, sitting as a single Supreme Court judge, refused to hear the application this afternoon as he has no jurisdiction. Parties were asked to return back to court on Wednesday to know if judges will be allocated to preside over the matter. POLYE wants the court to allow his sleep rule application to be heard as well as temporarily stay the recount. Meantime, lawyer representing POLYE, Paulus Doa, may find himself in trouble for professional negligence. The urgent application was mentioned yesterday on a Sunday without the knowledge of his respondent, Alfred Manasseh. Manasseh's lawyer raised the issue today in court, saying they've learned of the proceedings in the media. Judge Kasman is very concerned and asked Mr. Doa to present affidavits stating reasons why this happened. Maivo Lafanama, NBC National News, Port Moresby.
2 men have died over the weekend in East New Britain after they were buried alive by deposits of loose soil. The deceased were trying to lay sewage pipes in a 4-metre deep trench when they met their fate. At the time of their death, they were employees of China Jiangsu International. The company contracted to construct the Kokopo City sewage system project. The incident has now raised questions on safety issues and the manner in which the relevant authorities awarded the contract. Mapun Pidian with the details from Kokopo.
Eyewitness and colleague of the 2 men buried in soil dug up along the Ralum roundabout in Kokopo town, Amos Robin, says he managed to escape as he was a few meters away.
Namelo trends long amet sa ground and brook tupla side bante. So madlo tupla manem escape. So miti replace stop inside. Okay, mi stop lo kona straight. Na sa was been penim tupla go and miti repla bante stop inside.
A frustrated town mayor for Kokopo, Duvia Kopman, says while he sympathized for the 2 young men and their relatives, he also questioned the awarding of the contract by authorities.
I've been so silent in the past couple of days and weeks and months time only work dig through. Right now what has happened today and sparked me up to come out very clear, and me ask him all who's not only been behind of this approval of this project, they have to come out and tell the people. This is a tragic incident during the 41st anniversary of the independence of this country. One time this incident they come up long here. It's very, very saddening for our people. Don't brook kisimoli come inside law work or a project where the provincial government does not really be aware of it.
The first of the 2 that was pulled out eventually died, while the second man was found standing upright and already stiff 3 to 4 hours after he was buried in deposits of soil. Mapun Pidian, NBC National News, Kokopo.
The people of Maprik in the East Sepik province have expressed their dissatisfaction over the lack of respect accorded to Sir Michael Soma during the 41st independence celebrations. East Sepik Deputy Governor and Maprik Wara local level government president Ian Samuel said this year's celebration is the last for Sir Michael as a politician and he should be accorded a proper send-off. Mr. Samuel was speaking during his district's independence celebration in Maprik recently. Gregory Moses reports.
Mr. Samuel also says that Sir Michael, as the founding father of the nation, should be assisted to visit all provinces and thank them for their support during the lead-up to the celebrations, then visit the 6th district of East Sepik and celebrate with them during the 16th of September.
Me, Marky Mouse, people Maprik, Mr. Provincial Government. Now, tablo people there, that's what we talk now. 41 years, anniversary people want to pay Maprik. And last, independence celebration, Lapun man say, Sir Michael, me yet because I cross all in organized good because I'm supposed to come down the helicopter and talk 10 kilometers now. That's all I'm going to come down. I'm supposed to go to helicopter or Hamputi. Go along, Nukulumi. Go along, Angurum. Because people, you speak now, we speak to one platform.
Mr. Samuel also says that he is surprised that the national government has announced that they will be allocating some funds for Sir Michael's exit from politics, but have failed to honor that by giving any funding during this year's celebrations. Meanwhile, Maprik MP John Simon, when speaking during the occasion, also expressed sadness at the lack of respect accorded to Sir Michael, but blamed the ECP provincial government and administration for this problem.
And I blame provincial administration in Civic for not organizing themselves properly and to say goodbye to a great man that has brought this country this far. National government will only organize things when Civic organize and ask. When we don't organize ourselves properly, it makes it very, very difficult. We need to get ourselves organized.
Mr. Simon also adds that his Maprik district was prepared to host this year's celebrations and farewell Sir Michael, but the administration and its provincial government failed to liaise with them to facilitate the program. Maprik hosted its celebrations and invited people living in the surrounding districts of Wasaragawi, Ambunti Drakikia, West Yanguru and Nuku in the West Sepik province to join them. Gregory Moses, NBC National News, Port Moresby.
Minister for Public Service, Sir PUKA will be representing Prime Minister Peter O'Neill at the United Nations General Assembly 71st. The event begins tomorrow and ends on September 24th in New York. Prior to delivering the Papua New Guinea country's statement on September 23rd, Sir PUKA is expected to attend a series of high-level segment meetings organized by the United Nations. He said these meetings will focus on and include large movements of refugees and migrants, its root causes and drivers. They will also highlight the positive contributions of migrants and international action and cooperation on issues related to displacement of people globally. Sir PUKA is also expected to attend the General Debate Plenary meet with other Pacific Island leaders, attend a reception hosted by President Obama, and witness the deposition of instruments of ratification by the PNG government on the Paris Agreement on Climate Change. Director of the National Research Institute, Dr. Charles Yala, said the policies and laws of the country should facilitate the growth of businesses and not suppress it. He describes the country's business policies and laws as a broken system that does not encourage cash flow in the country. Jacqueline Yala reports.
In an exclusive interview with Dr. Yala, he likened the broken system to those organizations whose policies and regulations do not contribute to boost the country's economy. Some of those include small agricultural business lease, the review of the Land Act, and small to medium enterprises. He identified them as organizations or projects that involve scams just to benefit individual interests.
The system of government promoting not only agribusiness but all businesses is broken. These are man-made systems that are not functioning, is now not operating. In fact, as we speak, they are very good at producing phony schemes and scams.
Dr. Yala warned everyone that the future generation of the country will feel the pinch of this through high price of goods and services. Therefore, he said the only way to solve this is for the government to provide conducive environment for growth of businesses and not to frustrate it.
All our policies, laws, systems and processes must go into facilitating business, not frustrating business. You frustrate business, you kill business. Facilitate business, you grow business. Growing business means more jobs, more incomes, and brighter future for our people. In fact, the government gets more tax revenue. When you kill business, everything shrinks down. We all suffer. suffer at the high food prices.
He said going forward, the country has to pay critical attention to supporting the growth of businesses.
As of going forward 21st or the 41st independence, we must pay critical attention to supporting the growth of businesses, which means local businesses, SMEs up to big businesses, and for international businesses. If we grow business, we grow jobs, we grow income generating opportunities.
Jacqueline Yala, NBC National News, Port Moresby.
Several women from the Morobe province are in Port Moresby attending the Digicel Women in Business Expo to showcase their homegrown products. The expo started last week, leading into the 41st Independence Anniversary, and will continue till the 25th of this month. And as the end of the expo draws near, these women are now concerned that they will not be able to sell all their foodstuff, some of which are already rotting. Hence, they are now appealing to city residents to visit the expo site and see what they have on offer. Esther Bralinwani spoke to some of these women today, and here is her report.
Now in its last week, the Digicel Women in Business Expo is giving women the opportunities to showcase their items ranging from PNG-style cooked food to tailoring products. The expo attracted a good number of women, among them those from the MARKHAM district in the Morobe province. They have come a long way without support from their provincial government. They have been since last week selling their homegrown food, but the women are now concerned because their food are rotting in the containers.
In business, I'm helping me na opim rot lo me can come na salimol kai blom pla. Plenty bags of kai is already spoiled because we don't have a car. This like big pla heavy blom pla. Me pla karim kai come. Good pla but no got rot block karim lo container come lo here.
The women are now appealing to the residents of Port Moresby to go and see what they are selling. The expo will end this Sunday. Esther Bralinwani, NBC National News, Port Moresby.
We now look at the weather preview with James.
Thank you, Antonia. The weather in brief, some centres have been forecasted to experience chances of light showers or two, whilst others will have fine weather conditions. Join me later in the bulletin for all your weather details. Back to you, Antonia.
Thank you, James. Coming up after the break, second phase of the Sepik Plains development to be a money basket, and farmer groups complain of poor implementation of agriculture research. Stay with us on NBC National News.